When I was growing up in Canada as a teenager, the best way to get a job was to go into a franchise like a fast food joint and get a job. These jobs primarily were for teenagers. These were not career stuff. And now the government subsidizes international students so Canadian teenagers can't get these jobs. This is discrimination. At least mix it up. Okay, have some international students, I don't care, but you gotta throw some Canadian citizens in there. They're all international students. The worst part is our government is subsidizing this crap, meaning that our tax dollars are paying for these international students to get a job, while our Canadian teenagers trying to get these jobs can't. This needs to stop. I don't want to pay taxes so international students get a job. What makes them special? Like, seriously. Canadian citizens first, international students or national people after. Or if you have permanent residency here, that's fine too. I don't care. Like, these international students are going back eventually, but why are they getting the job and not our Canadian teenager citizens? Anyway, Canada of the old is gone so far. I hope it comes back in the future. I don't know when, but I really hope it comes back. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree.
I just got rejected from Walmart for a cashier position. I'm 22 years old, and then I just graduated from university with a Bachelor of Science in Biology degree. And I know that I have to do master's because I'm not specialized enough. And I was looking to save up some money. That's why I was like, yeah, let me apply to Walmart or like any other side gigs so I can make some money. And I graduated and I'm doing nothing. So why not go and then work? And surprisingly, which is really, really rare, I got an interview last Saturday. They called me in. I was like, yeah, for sure. And I was really happy because like Walmart, this is Walmart. Like this is Walmart Canada. Like they never ever check the freaking application. And I was like, let's go. And I did go to an interview. I think I aced it. Like, I have 5 years of customer service. I finished university. And I was like, okay, like I got it. I called in today and then they were like, yeah, you were not selected. I did call the store manager, but they didn't pick up because I want to see like why. And then I was like reading the subreddits, and then they said that they were probably like scared of you becoming a store manager, or like they are technically looking for slaves who would stay in their company for 30 years. And I did say them, like, I really want to like upgrade my customer service skills because I might go into sales in medical field. I literally said that, like, I want to grow under your company to see what my skills can go further. Like, I just want to improve myself. And I don't want to sit down and then, like, do nothing at home. Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of people or anything. But other 9 people, they were barely speaking English. Like, I'm not saying that, like, oh, you guys are not speaking English, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. But they want a good customer service. But how are they going to give good customer service if they cannot even speak English? And then mind you, one of that person, she knew the store manager, and then she was asking like personal questions to her. This was a group interview. Like, I aced it. I did really, really fucking good because there's nothing you can do about it. Like, they ask you, oh, like, can you talk a bit more about yourself? And then like, if there was this situation, what would you do? Like, it's pretty simple. And I didn't get in. So, I don't know, like, this is so bad. At least give me a valid reason, or, like, who are you looking for? Like, are you looking for, like, people who would do anything just for money? Or, like, have some mercy. This is so messed up.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Hosting Stories KE. Today I want to talk about the Indian fatigue getting too way out of hand in Canada, and also on a point of view why Canadian employers are referring or preferring to offer their jobs to Indian immigrants but not Canadians. So on a point of view, I've seen these videos circulating on the Canadian FYP pages. They are saying there is this certain company called Tim Hortons. I think it's a franchise service provider. They're selling all those fast foods, hot dogs, burgers. Yeah, you know that company, Tim Hortons. Now they are saying employees in this company, majority of them, 90% of those who are working in this company, they are people from India, immigrants from India and other foreign countries. The Canadians are complaining why Tim Hortons is giving these jobs to Indians, but not to the Canadian students. They prefer to give these jobs to international students, to immigrants, than to give these jobs to the Canadians. They are not even offering these jobs to the Canadians who are seniors. Yeah, they doesn't want to offer these jobs to seniors or Canadian citizens. They prefer these jobs to be given to Indian immigrants. But what's more is that these Indian immigrants doesn't know English, but yet they still get those jobs. If you're a Canadian and go to Tim Hortons and you have all the valid papers, the valid experience and all those requirements, you won't get a job. But when these Indian students and Indian immigrants come into those companies, they instantly get jobs if the job slots are available. Why is that? We are going to talk about that in this video. So if you are new here, remember to subscribe and let's watch this video from the Canadian experience and point of view. Then I'll be giving my commentaries at the end of this video.
Tim Hortons owners, why you do not hire Canadian people for your franchises? Why are they all foreign workers and international students? The unemployment for youth is over 22%. And for the people that say, oh, the teenagers don't want to work, blah, blah, blah. That is a statistic because they are trying to work, but they can't work. So stop using that nonsense. Tim Hortons, you are a Canadian company, but you are hiring foreign people, not Canadians. When I go to a Tim Hortons, when I order, most of the time, they don't understand what I'm saying. Like if I say it in the regular accent, hey, I would like a medium double. And they are like, what did you say, sir? What did you say? Then I'm like, okay, fine. I would like a medium double. Also throw a French vanilla with that and everything bagel with toasted, double toasted because you guys don't toast things properly for some reason. Double toast the bloody thing and put urban garlic cream cheese or urban garlic cream cheese. Herb or herb? You tell me in the comments below which one is right. It's time for this now. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to boycott Tim Hortons. Do not go there anymore. These guys don't want to hire Canadians. I mean, I don't care if they hire a little bit of foreign workers here and there or international students, but it should be primarily Canadians. So Tim Hortons, your stocks will drop and we will no longer have your donuts with flies all over it and like it's like messed up. I used to work at Tim Hortons, by the way, and we did a fantastic job. But now your stuff is a mess. Let me know in the comments below, is it time to boycott this crappy company?
Hi, my name is Kathy Peterman, and I just came to a Tim Hortons on Idlewild here in Saskatoon. I'm a senior. I work part-time for a catering company. So I had to drive through and they had a sign in the window that said we're hiring. So I asked them if they were hiring seniors and they said no. That's not the second time this has happened. In Fairlight Drive, the same thing. I asked them if they were hiring. I said, somebody like me? And they said no. I'm going to now show you the Tim Hortons that I was at. This is the Tim Hortons that I came to. I haven't been to this Tim Hortons for a very long time. And to know that I asked them if they would hire seniors and they said no. Are you kidding me? Excuse me, and I don't mean to be rude, but they hire immigrants, but they won't hire a senior. This is the place that said that they wouldn't hire me because I'm a senior. This is going on TikTok. This is going on Facebook because this is totally wrong. And I will make sure everybody knows about it.
Listen, Tim Hortons, when you hire people, I don't care if they're immigrants or whatnot. I don't care, really. Just make sure they speak English, okay? Speak English. Because even as a brown guy, I sometimes don't understand what's happening in there. Their accent is so thick, so thick. Even me, even though I put on accent sometimes, I did not understand. When you hire, please, nothing wrong with hiring immigrants, but they need to speak English. English clearly, clear English. Even if it was like, hey, can I have a medium double French vanilla and some bagel cream cheese? At least I somewhat understand that, right? There's some people in there like they even know English? How did they get the job? Did they interview you, you boss of Tim Hortons? Most of you guys are white, by the way, the bosses. When you interviewed these people, did you understand what they were saying? Let me know in the comments below that hiring immigrants, subsidizing. So there's a difference here. If I was an immigrant, I came to Canada, I'm working hard and I need a job, that's different. But these companies are hiring immigrants because they're subsidizing, they're paying less. The government is paying them to hire these immigrants, so they pay less. I worked at Tim Hortons. I made sure my English was good while I was born here, so it should be good. But even I worked with immigrants from other countries. They did a fantastic job speaking English. Sure, they had accents, but that's fine. It makes us unique. I love accents. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about that? Like, nothing wrong with hiring immigrants, but they need to speak English and stop subsidizing, you bunch of government bastards.
For any of you white men out here complaining about diversity hires, let me ask you this. Have you or your ancestors ever had to worry about being owned by black folks? Did you ever have anything that belonged to you otherwise taken from you, such as, I don't know, your land? Did anyone ever snatch your kids out of their mother's arms to be taken away and stripped of their language or culture while being abused by priests or nuns and possibly killed and buried in an unmarked grave? Have you ever been forced to sit in the back of a bus or use a different washroom because of your skin color? Have you ever been restricted from voting or owning property or opening your own bank account? Have you ever been humiliated, mocked, or laughed at because you were straight? Like, did anyone ever try to pray the straight out of you? Beat you and try to force you to be gay? No? Then cry me a river. You sit there on your throne of privilege and you don't even realize that what you're really butthurt about is that other people just want to be treated fairly and equitably and have just a fraction of what you've taken for granted your entire life. So listen up, Chad. If a black woman got the job ahead of you, it's because she was equally, if not more, and it was probably more, qualified than you. It's not because she's black or a woman. It's because you assumed your white skin and male gender would get you a job you weren't qualified for just because you have that white skin and are male. Maybe you should have hit the books harder instead of banking on your privilege. Because women, people of color, indigenous people, and LGBTQ plus folks certainly didn't have the privilege of taking that for granted. They put in the work. They had, in fact, to work even harder than you, had more barriers to overcome, and still managed to eat your lunch. Congrats. Maybe you could learn a thing or two from them instead of whining like a baby about it over your third Ryan Coke.
Now, from my point of view, I've seen these videos and I can say I have a lot of experience with this one. You know, I've sat down and asked myself, but why are these Canadian job givers, Canadians employers, why do they not give Canadians and their own people these jobs? And then it struck me, you know, these Canadians, they know their value. They really understand their value. They know the worth of their money. And they know the worth of experience and their requirements for these jobs. So these Canadian job givers, they can't give them these jobs. Because they want these foreigners who don't know the value of the money there in Canada, the money. They want these Indians to come and work there. Because as immigrants, when you go into a foreign country and get a job, for the Canadian, it's not a job that is paying well. But for the Indians and the immigrants and the international students, of course, working in Canadian industries or companies, they think it's a well-paying job, of which the Canadians are opposing this. So when these Indians come into these jobs, they see an opportunity and they really seize it, and they will do it passionately. They've seen this opportunity because in their countries, such opportunities are very minimal. When they go into a foreign country, when they get these, I don't want to call it desperate, I won't call it that, but if you want to call it desperate, then when they see these jobs, they will do it desperately. That is why these Canadians who are offering these jobs, they prefer these Indians, these foreigners, these immigrants, because they know they can control them. Yeah, they know they will do whatever they are told. They know their money will be worth it, because these people are willing to work for hours. Why? Because they are foreigners trying to live in another country. That is why the Canadians are not being given these jobs. The Canadians understand that we have to work for 7 to 8 hours maximum. Yeah? Or even if it's a night shift, then there is a certain hour we have to work. But for these immigrants, if the employees say, I want you to work for 12 good hours, the immigrants will work for 12 hours. As long as money is involved. But these Canadians know the working hours in their country. They know part-time jobs and full-time jobs. They know the worth of that money, and they know how much you are supposed to be paid for a certain work. But for these immigrants, when they come, they only see an opportunity of making money. Forget about everything, all those policies. That is why these people who are offering these jobs, they know this trick. We'll offer them these jobs, tell them to work for 12 hours and give them certain amount of money, of which even if you ask the Canadian, they will tell you that money of which they're being paid is a half of what you are supposed to be paid in real life. So I think these employers or these people who are offering these jobs have discovered the mentality of the Canadians. They have seen, no, if we give the Canadians this job, they will start controlling us. They won't listen. When their time to go home is here, they won't even work for extra hours. They will just want to work here part-time, and we don't want that. So that is why, on my point of view, I think these Indians are getting these jobs. Because in their homeland, no such opportunities. But when they go in a foreign country, they will see this opportunity and they are willing to work extra hours to maintain that position. But I'm open for discussions. That is just a thought that I've realized. There is something with Canadians and there is something with Indians. But you do tell me what you think in the comment section. I really want to know. The room is open for discussion. Tell me what you think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Congratulate me if I'm right. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. It's just an open discussion, honestly. It is not criticizing anyone. It is an honest discussion. Let's have a discussion. And if you're new here, remember to subscribe, and I hope to see you in our next discussion episode. Adios.